What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Balance of Opinion Sports Podcast with your guy, Keen Chris Glass, and Manila.
Yo, my Vinci, starve the ego, feed the soul.
And the coach of all coaches,
Coach Jazz, still chasing them trophies.
And my famo who's new to the pod, man, Brando.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's going on?
So this guy's like, yeah, whatever, man. Let's get this popping.
Hey. I just want to know if he's a rookie, do we have any rookie initiation we gonna do? That's all I want to know.
Listen.
Social distancing, can't do it right now.
No, man. We got to see your singing voice. You got to sing Ferris Jacques or something.
Who?
Hey, man. He wants you to sing Ferris Jacques.
Poor connection. Who? What?
The way my internet works is like on Tuesday.
No hazing.
Yeah, no hazing. You know, we ain't hazing over here. But anyways, though, let's get into it, man. So KD got exposed by Michael Snitch Report on the conversation that they were having via DM. You know, a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say about it. You know what I mean? I think that we could add our own little opinion to it. So
Did he expose KD or did he expose himself?
Well, I feel he exposed himself. I don't think he really exposed KD because, to be honest, the conversation that they had in private is probably a conversation that 99.9% of people have privately.
What did he say? Give it to me because I didn't actually read it all. I read some of it.
Well, you know, I'm not trying to go too hard into it, but he called them a few homophobic slurs. Did some misogynistic stuff talking about his wife and his private parts. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to keep it kid-friendly here, but I'm just trying to make sure that when we do decide to monetize, we don't get demonetized, okay?
You want to get fined.
What do you say? 10 NBA bucks?
Yeah, 10 NBA bucks. It's tokens, right? That was it 50? Right?
Yeah, something like that.
50K, yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead, Da Vinci. I know you wanted to say something about this.
Well, I think like we have discussed before, I'm going to start off with saying, as you said, Snitch Report broke many codes, you know, especially man code, and especially a code for a guy that you thought the amount of shit he talks, that, you know, he was about it.
Yeah.
You know, like, for me, this just makes him look like a bigger loser, just a loser, bro.
Can I ask a question? Because I'm not too sure where he's from. Isn't he from New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he making New York people looking real bad right now. Like, first they got Snitch 9, now they got Snitch Report.
You look bad, son. Yeah, they look...
Frank Lucas, you know, Sammy the Bull.
Yeah, they look crazy. It's because of his persona. You're absolutely right. Like, it's because he has this persona of, I'm from New York and all this bullshit. But then someone brings it to your front door, and even if he backed away peacefully, but why did we need to know?
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah.
I think everybody wants to be gangster, so they have to be gangster. You know what I mean? And you can't claim to be from, I ran the streets of New York. And then when somebody gets a little bit neurotic with you, it wasn't to say that it was face-to-face. This is all through, you know what I mean, over a screen. He wants to go out and expose the conversation. The last thing that people from the streets of New York would ever claim that they would do, and he did it. So
and
I just think it's almost comical. The way that he says he calls people out and that's just what he does and this and that. And then when someone calls him out and someone had to check him, he backed up and you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure. I know he said he hasn't got personal before, but he can't tell me he hasn't did some things that crossed the line. He's crossing the line right now.
And he was stuck right in the DMs, no?
Oh, sorry. What happened was he hit him on Twitter. He said, "Oh, you look like a punk or whatever." During the interview, looked like you were about to cry. And KD said, "Okay, I'm not clapping back on you on Twitter. I'm gonna message you directly and let you know how I feel."
Right.
Now, another thing that was brought to my attention, and I should have said it in the beginning, Donald Sterling was a racist, right? He said some crazy stuff in a private conversation. This is why Kevin Durant got fined. Do you know what I mean? Not him, but Sterling said some disrespectful stuff in a private conversation. It got leaked to the NBA, and they had to permanently ban him and take his team away. Now, this fine for Kevin Durant, even though it's just due, I kind of feel like they're only doing it off a reactionary standpoint. Do you know what I mean? Because they know the public's going to say, well, you outed the old white guy. What's going on with the black man that should know better? But the difference is, one was being racist, and one was having a conversation that he's probably had with this guy several thousand times, but didn't go that deep, didn't go that far to one of their liking.
Called him something? What did he call him?
You know I can't say that stuff. I ain't trying to get demonetized, fam. You know what I mean? We can swear at girls, but we can't.
It rhymes with that.
Pardon me?
Can't tell me what it rhymes with then?
I mean, I could, but I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? I just don't want to leave any room for error. I'm trying to make sure that, if we start getting paid from this joint here, we going to get paid. We ain't going to get demonetized because they think that we have hate crime going on in our pod, okay? That ain't happening, son. You ain't catching me in that trap. Right? Pardon me, sir?
No, I was just saying I got to look up what he actually said. I know
he called him a sea sucker, said he was a punk, but, he was a D-rider. You know what I mean? Like, he was just like, yo, listen, you D-riding the other man to get your clout, now that your boy Trump's out, you know what I mean? Da-da-da-da, I can't wait to see you.
But is that homophobic?
Because some people it is. And listen, this isn't the pod for that, my guy. I can't go that deep into it. Because trust me, me and you right now, we can have a good 2 hours of this conversation. You see what I'm saying?
I don't have $50,000, so I'm just leaving.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Da Vinci, because I know you're trying to say something.
Yeah, no, I mean, Rapaport, bro, I mean, you've always heard him going off on people, And hey, listen, you started. You know how Kevin Durant is. So if you go on Twitter and you go at him, Kevin Durant's going to come after you. Kevin Durant goes after kids, bro. Right?
Listen, this is the man that admitted that he had a burner account. Yeah. Bro. Why do you think he had a burner account? For situations like this. Michael Rapaport couldn't have sent out the DM because nobody would have known who it was. But because KD manned up and decided to use his own Twitter or his own Instagram handle, that's how he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Now, yet again, I don't really care what was said. It's not my problem. It's not my business. But now that it's out on open street, let's just be honest. Kevin Durant is a basketball player. In what percentage do you think that Michael Rapaport don't have more goons than him in New York? Unless he's a cornball.
But that's not fair to say, though. We don't know Kevin Durant. We know him as a basketball player. We don't know him personally.
No, listen. What I mean by goons, okay? I don't know if y'all know, but Dave East, rapper in New York, played basketball with Kevin Durant. Yeah. So Durant got some goons on deck. Let's not get it twisted. You disrespect KD a certain way, certain people might come see you. Okay? All right? But when Kevin Durant was talking, he said, I can't wait for me, himself, to see. He didn't say he said it to anybody, so there was really no threat. It's a basketball player. Come on, man. You scared of Kevin Durant for what? He's a Slim Reaper. You know the man's skin's soft. It's thin. People say this, say that. You know what I mean? The man start wilding out. Come on now, B. Why you scared of him for?
I'm just frustrated on the narrative that, Kevin Durant is a professional athlete. He should have known better. Okay, why don't you apply that same scenario to your boy, Rapaport? If you coming at people, you should have known better. This was bound to happen, okay? We're in the middle of a pandemic. Everybody's fuse is short, okay, Brendan? When you're coming at people like that, okay, trying to make fun of them or be funny, guess what's going to happen, man? Someone's going to take it the wrong way, and they're going to bring that stuff to your front door. But you want to, get the man fined $50,000. That's, I don't know. I hope he gets fined $50,000 too.
Listen, all I can say is the man rolled the blunt, they went to put the lighter to the booty, and he said he don't want no smoke. Yo, why'd you roll the blunt for?
Yo,
Why
for me
you
though,
bust it down? Why you tear the guts out? Why you fill it up and roll it if you ain't want to light it?
yo, for me
But
though,
he took a draw. He just didn't want the rest. All draw. Like, no thanks.
The man took on one, pull off the tick, huh? Realized this smoke is too heavy.
Somebody take this.
yeah, no, for me, just a little bit off topic though. This is one shit that gets to me. I hate. You know, he's like when you on IG, you see type of message and people having conversations with whoever, right? Even if the conversation is funny, you know, I don't never get why people go and post that shit, right? Because I know I don't care how funny a conversation is, but if I'm having a conversation with you, King, and you go and post that, I'm not gonna like it.
Here's the thing, though. You see, with me, I don't post problems on social media. I don't care if it's IG, Facebook, whatever. I used to when I was younger, when I used to get real mad at certain people because they like to play telephone. I would say, okay, I'll play telephone, but we're gonna play it on the internet. I'm gonna say da 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 da. Let's see what you say. But I understand what you're saying. I mean, even the other day on the IG page, I had a conversation with one of your homeboys. You know, we were talking about Ronaldo. I said, yo, can I post this? He said, all right, yeah, cool, bet. That's what I posted. If there's really a actual problem with me and somebody, because I don't like the way it's going, I'm not going to post it on the internet. Whether they threaten me, whether they call me names, because guess what? Eventually we're going to have to see each other. But here's the thing, though. It's the same thing. Yet again, to go off topic again. Sorry, people. We don't mean to do this, but we just breaking shit down. Real life shit. Snitch 9. I told you I understood why he snitched. Because he was never about that life. So once he got the grip on him, and he felt that the other people that he was supposed to be loyal to weren't being loyal, of course he's going to sing like a parakeet. It's me or them. I'm going to go sit in jail and get poked in my backside while these men are out here poking my girl and taking my money, and I ain't bought that life? Come on. And they allowed the shenanigans to go on with it anyways. They're backing him into, he found out that he was stealing money, and then now he wants to sing like a parakeet. So Rapaport and 6ix9ine are in the same goddamn building. He out here on TV every day cursing people. His Instagram's flooded with him dissing James Dolan and calling James Dolan a sea sucker and all types of stuff. So now KD calls you the same thing, and all of a sudden your feelings hurt. You got a lawyer up.
You think he's scared? Then why do you think he?
Because he's scared. But I don't know why he's scared of Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's a.
What do you mean you don't know why he's scared of Kevin Durant?
Listen, we had this conversation the other day. Let me break this down, okay? There's only a few goons in the NBA. The rest of them are ball players, bro.
But yo, listen, that has nothing to do with the situation. It has nothing to do with goons or not, bro. He doesn't have to be a goon to pull up on Michael Rapaport when he sees him and punch him in his face. You don't have to be a goon to do that.
Listen, no, what I mean goon, I'm talking about if they say something to you, take it as they say it. Okay, when Draymond called KD the B word, you see them scrap it out? Why? Why didn't they scrap it out?
You tell me.
They're teammates at that time, bro.
It's not because they're teammates. It's basketball. It ain't that serious. KD just looking at it like, okay, this guy who's a sucker who begged me to come help him is now trying to degrade me and make me seem like I'm not the reason why we getting these rings. I'm out. Remember Kobe Bryant, Chris Childs. You think Chris Childs was taking that check from Kobe? On the court, the man gave him a 2-piece, bro. Shaq and Barkley. You seen them fighting enough times, bro. Man throws the ball and the man goes to swing. Yeah, that NBA's not really happening now and it happens here and there. But come on now. I'm saying Kevin Durant isn't really going to risk it all over words with Rapaport. He'll go back and forth and talk ish to him all day. He's not going to go to physically harm him. He's not that type of person.
I don't think so. But you never know.
Okay. I'm not calling him soft. I'm just saying he's a ball player. You know what I mean? He has the love of basketball, that competition. So you want to get in a war of words with him, it's a war of words. I don't think he's one of those people that's going to be like, I really want to become physical with this guy to manhandle him. You know what I'm
saying? Ron Artest emails you. You might want to.
Yeah, you might want to let the DMs out because you know Ron's not playing. Zebo, okay?
No.
You see what I'm saying? You don't want that smoke with certain players. because the Morris twins. You think those guys are playing if the city go pull up? Don't forget Devin Booker. Devin Booker ain't played no games either. He may look like a ball player, but that's not just a ball player, bro. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's certain players they'll go to the 10th degree with it. They don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But then there's players that are ball players like LeBron James. He's a ball player. LeBron ain't gonna war with nobody. LeBron don't want no smoke with nobody. You know what I mean? He's a gentle giant, man. Leave the man alone. But anyways,
better pray you don't want no war, all that shit you talking.
nah, he don't want no war. He don't want no smoke. He don't want no smoke. He's a family man who's enjoying life, man. Yeah, you have to understand. He's so far above the fray. Even if he had a problem, you wouldn't even be seeing him. You'd be seeing somebody else.
That might be why Rapaport feels like something might happen, because Durant jumped in his direct messages and tells you, I'm gonna spit in your face. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna do it. So he's like, remember, he's not a tough guy. Just because you play one on TV doesn't mean you're a tough guy. So now in real life, somebody's messaging you and you're like, this is Kevin Durant. This is really Kevin Durant. He's a fan. Rapaport's a fan. So imagine you say something crazy right now on the thing, and he DMs you. You are still a fan at the end of the day. So there's some shock. And I think Rapaport is not that guy.
It's safe to say that Rapaport is like an internet bully.
Yeah.
You can't even call him an internet bully because he got bullied so bad he had to go report it to the internet. That's a false statement. The lie detector detected that was a lie. He's not an internet bully.
He's a victim. At this point,
he's camera ready. His sister say he's camera ready. Okay.
So what do you guys say? The verdict on him? The verdict. He should never talk no more smack. Right?
None. He better shut his yap.
Yeah.
You better shut up.
We all agree on that, right? He should shut up now.
He should. Just talk about the game.
Yeah.
And stop the snitching, man. That ain't cool, man. Like,
yo, hold on. Wait, Jabs. 1 minute, Jabs. Is he a Knicks fan?
Of course he is.
I see why he's mad now. I see why he's mad now.
Of course.
He'll never be able to live this one down. You know what I mean? Like how, okay, you know, I went to the fence, but as soon as it opened up, you know what I mean, I backed off. So you want to live this one down. I hope he has nothing to say to anybody.
He shouldn't.
So now that that's out the way, let's talk about Russ. Because I heard Isaiah Thomas on First Take talk about it. And I think he broke it down the best. I'm going to paraphrase a lot of it. He was talking about, there's only 400 players in the NBA. And that, you are a champion if you can make it off the streets and get into the NBA and be amongst 400 players. You are a champion if you could put up historical numbers like Robert Oscar or Robertson. Fuck, don't mind me right now. I'm a little blazed. Robinson and Magic, with the triple doubles. You know what I mean? Being, somebody who literally 30 years later duplicates and does better than what the older players are doing in the 60s and 70s up to the 80s and 90s. Yeah, he's a champion for all of that stuff. But I mean, we had this discussion off camera. I still prefer rings, and it's not actually not prefer. I think rings only enhance somebody's legacy. So you could be a great player, great team player, and not have no rings. I mean, I look at Stockton and Malone, they're great, but they're not Jordan and Pippen. They're not Kobe and Shaq.
I think sorry guys, but I think part of the problem is when we're having these conversations is we're having two different conversations. Are you an NBA champion? When we're talking about basketball, and that's the thing with even the Rapaport thing, it became a who are you as a man conversation. Whereas you guys should be talking about basketball. In life, Russ has made it. He's done it. To call him anything less than whatever accolades you want to give him will be ridiculous. But in the NBA, he ain't got no titles. So it's not offensive to say that. I think Russ's response changed the story, changed the narrative. Whereas we're not talking about NBA rings anymore. We're talking about who you are as a man. And you can't question that, I think, with Westbrook.
Here's the thing, though. Nobody was questioning that. He took it the wrong way because Stephen A. said, yo, we already know what you can do. You do this on a regular basis. This is what's expected of you. The same way it's expected for Paul George to choke in the playoffs. Until he proves otherwise, I'm sorry, he's forever going to be Pandemic P.
That's a narrative, though.
That's not a narrative. The last 4 years, the man been trash, bro, in the playoffs. I'm talking about regular season.
Yeah. How long Paul George been in the NBA?
What, 10 years?
Oh, okay. So we just talking about the last 4, though. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. Come on now. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. When people are saying Carmelo was done, sorry, people, for going over your head with something else. When people are saying Carmelo, when people are saying Carmelo was done, I swear me and Nadra were one of few that were like, no, he's not. He's just not going to play that role. He can still put up buckets. You just got to put him in the proper system. He looked like trash when he went to OKC. He looked like trash. He looked like trash when he went to freaking Houston because they weren't putting him in a position to do what he does best. They were trying to limit him. The minute he went to Portland, what did he start doing? Putting in work. Now, yeah, it's a role player, but he feels he's doing better. I feel he's doing better. I feel he was a comeback player of the year last year.
You think Paul George is a role player at this point?
No, but he's a superstar who plays like trash in the playoffs. Same thing for James Harden, Mr. Joe. Same thing for Chris Paul. Same thing for Russell Westbrook. He can't even talk.
Like, wait, so you're gonna sit here and say we have never seen Paul George, James Harden, Chris Paul, and all these guys perform in the playoffs. And sometimes, yes, you're right. There's certain times that they don't perform, but that goes for everybody, even some of the best.
Who did Paul George?
What you're saying is like they never perform.
No. Exactly. I'm saying the last 4 years. And for a majority of Chris Paul, majority of freaking James Harden, and certain players, they choked in the playoffs. Big moments. I'm not talking about just one series. I'm not just talking about one game. I'm talking about where everything was on the line, and they should have stepped up because they were doing that during the regular season. Yet again, like I said, I'm not talking about regular season.
From what I can recall, and from what I watched, in Indiana, Paul George was a beast. And the reason why...
But we're not talking about Indiana, though.
He run into what's it called?
No, but listen, I'm trying to tell you, don't include Indiana. I'm talking about OKC and the Clippers, bro.
What are you saying, Jabs? Because I can see you're dying to say something.
The whole funny thing about this whole conversation is if Pandemic P, as you call him, James Harden, whoever these guys choke, if they win a championship, all that gets erased. All of it gets erased. Okay? What I'm saying is, whether you win the championship or you don't win a championship, whatever you do will always be attached to your legacy. Okay? Right now, Westbrook's attachment to his legacy is he doesn't have a championship ring. It's like having a car with 3 tires. Okay? Something is missing. What's missing? The championship. We're not talking about anything else other than what's missing. Okay.
If you place those wheels properly, you can still drive.
Oh, yeah. To what he said, to what B said. So now, why is Stephen A. Smith coming at Westbrook at this point? That doesn't make no sense. Because what is Westbrook gonna do on the Wizards?
It has nothing to do with what Westbrook's gonna do on the Wizards. The thing is, he was asked the question: how impressive is it that Russ had his X amount of triple-double? He said, it's all right, but he ain't doing nothing but that. That's what we already expect. You look at Kobe. We expected greatness from Kobe, right? We knew when Kobe got into the playoffs, it's championship or bust.
Okay,
if
hold on.
If he didn't make it, that season was a failure. We didn't look at Kobe and say, prime example. Sorry, I know I'm going crazy right now. You look at the Phoenix series, okay? Da Vinci, you and me both know if Smirch Parker and half those guys shut up and just played ball, Kobe wouldn't have did what he did, bro. Kobe said, I shoot too much, huh? All right, do it. Oh, you ain't doing nothing, shut up. You ain't
just to hit on that real quick, we have seen plenty of times that Kobe has shooting his way to win his team's games, okay? When these other guys weren't doing anything else.
And people call him selfish for it, and that wasn't the truth. The truth was he wasn't playing with that good of a cast And that's why he had to do what he had to do, just like Iverson.
But for me, though, what Westbrook did in Washington is remarkable. In one season, like half of a season, the guy broke their all-time triple-doubles record, right?
The team was trash to begin with, fam. You can't get an accolade for doing that for a trash team. And don't come at me and Tom Brady is.
Oh, come on. Are you serious, guy?
Washington's been trash, bro. Beal should have left. What are you talking about?
For the same thing. We don't love Iverson?
Listen, Iverson went to a team that had a steep history in the NBA. They were champions way before he came there. Tell me when the Washington Wizards, aka Washington Bullets, had a championship.
But that's
Tell me
not
when they were relevant other than Michael Jordan playing on that team. Oh, sorry, and Gilbert Arenas. Can't diss him. Agent Zero, much love.
Bachi.
Yeah. Tell me what else they've had.
But that's not Russ's issue.
I'm not saying it's Russ's fault. I'm just saying the team is so doo-doo that they're blowing up that, which Russ has done on every single team he's played on. Think about it. OKC, Houston, now he's doing the same thing.
So hold on.
Triple doubles.
Wait a minute. This is what you go. You're taking away what Russ did. You are completely shitting on him for what he did. You're not respecting what he did. Hold on. So you're trying to tell me through all Washington Wizards history, there haven't been many great players that's been on that team. So Westbrook comes. John Wall was a great point guard. And all his years there, Westbrook comes in one season.
Okay, listen. Westbrook has been doing this for the last 5 years, fam. Since KD left, the man's been putting up triple doubles.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes, which means he's already created a pattern. You know what the algorithm is with him during the season. He's gonna put up X amount of triple doubles.
That's not no pattern everybody could do. Like
I never said everybody. I said
circle, square. No. He didn't do circle, square. He did triple, double.
No, listen to what I'm saying, though. You're taking it out of context. The context is Russell Westbrook. On the last 3 teams he's been on, he's been putting up triple doubles, right? That is something that we expect from him now.
Right.
It is not something that's like, oh my God, he put up another. You know what I mean? We're not looking at him like how we're looking at Harden right now. Harden was putting up numbers in Houston, but what he's doing in Brooklyn is reinventing himself.
If you put Russell on the Nets and take James Harden off, are they not still a good team?
I don't know. Russ doesn't play winning ball. I don't know if he changed. He's gone to 3 places and hasn't changed. Same player.
Finals as a starting point guard. I can't say that. As a starting.
Remember, off camera, we were talking about this, right? And I told you, his assists are empty assists, bro. They're not always to benefit the team. Sometimes they're to benefit his numbers. While you look at James Harden now compared to what he was in Houston, James Harden's numbers are in the benefit of a winning effort. They're never for him to get his numbers. He got triple doubles with low scoring 22, 20.
He's more efficient.
Yeah, more efficient, and he's more of a point guard. Russ isn't really a point guard. Russ is a point guard masquerading as a shooting guard masquerading as a point guard.
He's a freak athlete who could have done anything.
Yeah, the most athletic point guard we've ever had in the league.
Could have been a wide receiver. It's like he probably could have done anything he wanted to.
Of course.
For me, the problem with what I have with Stephen A. Smith, I don't think it was the right time. Because I didn't expect when Westbrook goes to Washington, they were gonna be a championship team, right? I can get at him saying that back in the OKC days, that would be more fitted. But now you're gonna come and say that now. We all know who here thought that Westbrook was gonna go there and Washington was gonna be like, whoa, top 3.
I thought they'd get to the playoffs. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. We thought they'd get to the playoffs.
Oh no, I didn't. No, man.
He's in the East with Bradley Beal, even though Bradley's injured right now. He's on that team with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is a prolific scorer. Come on now. We're going to try to act like he's playing with just by himself, like he was in OKC before Paul George and Carmelo came there. And he was still putting up triple doubles before they came there and after they came there.
So I can't quite remember. Did he make it to the playoffs without PG when he was by himself?
Yep. and got first round exit. That's what I'm trying to show you.
But that's by himself. What do you expect?
In the West. Come on, fam. Let's stop acting like the East is deep. Giannis is going to make it maybe 1 or 2 rounds and get shut down like he did the last 3 years, bro. Toronto right now is shit in the bed, bro. There's only 2 teams in the East that we even think are going to do something.
Toronto. Nobody's even talking about the Raptors. When you bringing up the Raptors?
I had to get at the East, man. You know what I mean? Because every time I see these guys, they're talking about we champions.
Jabs. Do you think it was the right time? Or do you think he deserves it now?
Man, there is no right time or wrong time to say that he has no championships. I think that the bottom line of this whole conversation is he has 0 championships. And I feel like I said beforehand, that's the missing piece of his legacy. We're not saying anything else. I'm not talking about what he did when he was an OKC and da-da-da-da-da. Has he won a championship is the question. You know what I mean? If it was more contest is, will he win a championship in, Washington? Well, chances are slim. But, we're talking about what he's done thus far. We're not talking about his future triple doubles or his future, we're talking about, dude, what have you done today?
So, Jabs, if he wins one, let's say he gets moved, because I don't even know why Washington grabbed him. It didn't even make any sense. It's like trading garbage bags. It didn't really make sense. But if he moves somewhere next year and he's with a solid team, and he's not the number 1 or 2 option, he's maybe number 3 or 4 option, do you still think the championship will solidify his legacy? Or do you think it's kind of, leaves it up in the air because of how long it took?
As long as he gets a ring, what we're going to say is he had a championship. It doesn't matter if he got it in year 3 or year 17. He has a ring. You know what I mean? Like, he got a championship.
Not an integral part of that championship team? Like Gary Payton on Miami, when he won with Miami. It's like, that's not a...
Hold on. Let me rewind it a little bit back. So, you're asking why Washington took Russ? Because John Wall isn't Russ. This is a huge... Listen, I'm not going to be the guy that you guys think I'm shitting on Russell Westbrook. All I'm saying is he's not a team player. Okay? John Wall is an okay point guard. He's a great player. He's an okay part. He's not Russ. He's not Russ. That's why they traded for him. They said, at least we can make it into the playoffs and maybe make some noise and put some butts in the seats, even though there's no butts in the seats. You know what I mean? Sell some virtual tickets, whatever they're doing, right? That's why they made the trade. 2.
But there's no butts to put in the seats.
I just said that, though. I said virtual tickets or whatever they're selling. They might be selling upper boxes and stuff like that. Because there has been people lately being at games. It's just not the same capacity that it is. It's not a full capacity. They do have people there. So, like I said, to be able to sell tickets, whatever, revenue with selling jerseys, whatever it is, okay? That's why they got rid of John Wall and got Russ. Because let's be honest, like I said, Russ is one of a kind. He's going to put butts in the seat. He's going to get people watching your team. Okay? He is a superstar. 2, it doesn't matter what team he gets traded to. He has got the Allen Iverson effect. He will not play second fiddle to nobody. You heard the man 2 years ago. When I get on the court, the only friend is me and this ball. Me and the ops ain't friends. Now, after the game, we can be cool. I'm just here to win. He brings that intensity every time. So he's not going to take a back seat. Let me ask y'all a question. Why do you think Carmelo never ended up with the Lakers? When they had a chance, when he was leaving OKC.
What's the answer to that? He didn't want to play second fiddle to anybody?
He didn't want to be the 4th option. He didn't want to be a semi-bench rider. He wanted to play because he knew he still had something left. Russ is not going to do that, bro. He's not playing second fiddle to nobody. KD is one of the easiest players to get along with. You see what happened with him in Golden State. You see what happened with him in Brooklyn, right? Very little controversy. He gets along with anybody. He still gets his numbers. He's not stopping the ball. Pardon me?
KD?
KD's right now, With the games he's played, he's averaging. Hold on. Right now, the games that he's played. Hold on. The games that he's played right now, he's averaging 28, 29 points a game, bro. Right now, he hasn't played in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Up to this time, his average is 29 points a game. Efficient, bro. He doesn't have to dribble. That's why, like, yet again, with the Golden State Warriors, he worked so good because he had all the space in the world because of Klay and Steph. And now he doesn't need to dribble like James Harden or like Russ and figure something out. He knows what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
Well,
and Russ can't play that role. Russ can't just fit into any system. Russ is trying to be like LeBron. He, not all the way, but he wants to be the system. He's that type of player.
Listen, I'm gonna agree with you when he said Russ is not a great team player. Right? You know that. I'll stick with you on that since day one.
Real quick, just have a quick question. Who says that he's not a good team player? Has his teammates came out and said statements that Westbrook is not a good team player?
I never heard that.
Yeah, I don't think they don't need to say that, but you just, from watching ball, you could just see it, man.
His play on the Say it again, Brando.
I see the opposite. It looks like they love him wherever he's at. Like, it's us on the outside who seem like we say he's not a team player. But I don't know that. I never played on this team.
And
I get your point. But also,
but if he wins a championship, then does him being a team player or not being a team player even matter at that point?
Well, for him to win that championship, he'd have to be a team player. Because the one time that they got it, I don't hold the OKC against Miami against them. To be honest, Miami got spanked the year before. So anybody they were going to play the next year, they were going to demolish. I don't care what nobody says. Because that's the one thing I hold over LeBron to this day, and I'll continue to hold it. You let Dirk Nowitzki beat you with a bunch of role players. Don't talk to me about
stop it, bro. Stop it. That one.
Dirk Nowitzki was the only superstar on that team. Everybody else.
No, stop it, bro. Well, it doesn't matter if it's role players. It was a well-oiled team, bro.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, though. I understand what you're saying, but remember, there was the Heatles, the Big Three. They go win 7, 8. They killed everybody during the regular season. They were cruising through the playoffs. It wasn't that they had any struggles until they got to fucking Dallas. They had no struggles with nobody until they played Dallas. Right?
Dallas
and LeBron James choked.
Dallas outplayed him.
He choked.
Dallas outplayed him. I'm not. Yeah. Listen, he didn't perform well, but Dallas outplayed him. And when you're saying this now,
Jason Terry outplayed him.
Taking away the credit from what Dallas did. I'm
not taking away credit. Jason Terry outperformed LeBron James.
What are you saying? Jason Terry.
Check the numbers, bro. Hey, Jabs, tell him to sin. Men lie, women lie, but what? Numbers don't. He outplayed him.
Numbers lies. Sometimes lies.
Okay. But anyways, back to the Russ thing. The reason why I feel he's not a great team player is because as much as team success he has poor decision making. Poor decision making.
Sure, for sure. As a point guard, for sure. I agree.
And if he's a point guard, it's just like a quarterback in football. That is one of the most important positions. You have to. Why do you think right now the Clippers are happy they got Rondo? Because his name's Rondo? No.
Let me correct myself. If I came off arrogant and said he's not a great team player. That's what I was trying to say. He doesn't make the greatest point guard decisions to make his teammates improve in the game. Right? Not trying to say he's not a great guy on the court, in the locker room, and all these things. But I'm going to say this, though. I think he's taking too much heat, and I think a lot of players take too much heat because they don't have championships. There's been a lot of many great players in this league that don't have championship and still will be great.
Yeah, like I said, we never said that Russell Westbrook isn't great. Beforehand, whether you win a championship or you don't win a championship, it's always going to be attached to your legacy. And his legacy, he doesn't have a championship. You guys brought up Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was great. Man, this guy was getting his hair braided in the middle of an NBA basketball game. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things you're going to remember Allen Iverson for. But what I'm saying is, as great as he was, part of his legacy is he doesn't have a championship. I mean, Karl Malone is the second all-time scoring player in the NBA. Doesn't have a championship. John Stockton leads the NBA in assists. Doesn't have. So what I'm saying is there is a lot of great players. There are, and I'm not trying to take away from what they've done and the things that they've done on the court. But what will always be a part of their story is that they didn't get a championship. That's all I'm saying.
That's it. Yeah. I know it's there. It's there. That whole C, it's there. I mean, when your name, if you have it, you can't really say too much. Yeah. But if you don't, then I get it. I understand.
It's good. It's still there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still. You know what I mean? Like, it's still there.
And it's part of the reason why these super teams are being built. Come on now.
Hold on.
No. It started with Boston. It started with Boston with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and KG. They were all at their wits' end. Minnesota was doing Kevin Garnett greasy. He didn't even want to leave, but I'm gonna go get this ring. Then LeBron did it. Then the Warriors did it. Now you see the Lakers, between the Lakers and New York, they're the Brooklyn Nets. They're in an arms race. You see them picking up all type of players, and you see more players are jumping over on Kevin Durant's side to take less money. Not saying they don't want to play with LeBron. But it just seems like everybody's against LeBron right now. 36-year-old LeBron, the whole team, the whole league says we're going to create the Justice League or the Avengers, and we're going to get them up out of here like Thanos.
I'm 36.
See, for me, this really bothers me. When I got people complain about these things, right? Listen, props to Sean Marks, Brooklyn Nets. Props for going out there, making these moves, and getting these players trying to win. Props to Boston. Props to Pat Riley, right? I don't understand with this. If my team goes out there and make these moves, I'm happy. But all the players starting going to Brooklyn now, and everybody's like, all the players going to Brooklyn. What the hell? Why isn't your team GM going out there making moves? These players are available.
The thing for me is Griffin's washed. Aldridge is almost on his way out. He's almost on his way out. Blake Griffin didn't dunk until he came to Brooklyn. It's like that niggas gave him some vibranium and said, do it for Wakanda. And my boy started flying.
But, okay, Brando. He said Blake Griffin is done. He says Aldridge is done. Do you think these guys still
I said Aldridge is almost on his way out.
Yeah, you still a good. Do you think these guys still have enough to provide to win a championship in the tank?
100%. Like, I don't think
absolutely
narratives ruin these guys' careers.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not true that Blake Griffin's done and Aldridge is done. Like, none of these guys are done. They're still quality basketball players. It's just they can't necessarily carry teams maybe the way they used to. That's what changes, right? They get older. I mean, we all get older, and that's what happens, right?
Exactly. And now is the time. I agree with you 100%. Now is the time that they're not leaders. So now is the time you put them in a situation where they flourish and they can give you more points. There's no pressure on them.
Yeah.
These guys have been proven superstars.
Yeah, and I think what's happening in Brooklyn is that because of their name is why they think that these are such great attributions to the team. You know what I mean? We're talking about Blake Griffin in 2000. We're not talking about Blake Griffin when he was Lob City. You know what I mean? We're talking about a different player here. Same thing with Aldridge. Like they're different players. They're not the superstars they used to be. You know what I mean? Their 2K rating went down a little bit. You know what I mean? Can they still play? Yes, of course. They're not the superstars and the Blake Griffins that we from days in the past that we were.
But none of us just said that. We all agree that they're not.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like when I'm saying he's washed, I'm not playing the NBA, so I'm sorry if y'all think my phrasing of wash when it comes to sports players.
Yeah, it comes off hard. You know that?
Yeah, of course. I gotta say washed.
It does.
The reason why I gotta say washed, he was supposed to be the guy in the Clippers, and they traded him quick. They sent him to the hellhole of the Pistons, which they're looking good right now. As a young team, that they're growing, they're doing their thing, okay? No hate. Just the Pistons isn't where you want to go. He's there, chilling, don't want to dunk. He missed, I think, 30 games in the last 2 years due to injuries. He's going downhill. So he's not going to be able to provide you that 30 minutes that you used to get from him before. He's good in the 10-minute range, which means he's a role player. He's no longer a superstar. So
that's what they want from him. They don't want 30 minutes.
I understand that. I'm trying to defend the point of saying it's not really a super team because they just got advanced role players.
Oh, it is a super team. They have 3 superstars. Super team.
Okay, so the 3 superstars, right? What I'm trying to get at is Blake Griffin against the second unit is going to eat. Aldridge against the second unit is going to eat.
Super team.
That's what they want.
This guy, the Bayesian Ranger, that one, I said super team. He did with it.
If you want an easy queasy, what the hell am I saying? An easy bucket.
It's okay, you're a dad. It's all right. Easy queasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah. It's all right. We already.
If you want an easy bucket, you're gonna put LaMarcus Aldridge on the block, right? Post up, easy bucket.
Back up against your backup.
Yeah, easy bucket all day. You see Blake Griffin now, the way they're playing now in the post, he's just bullying people. That's what they want, man.
Yeah, no, that's a super team. You got 2. You have 2 starting lineups. Like, fine, Aldridge and Thing aren't superstars, but they're still starters.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about any more of this, or you want to get into this Forever 21?
I'm good on them.
Come on, man.
This guy, man.
I got the jokes for days, baby. Forever 21, man. You know what that means. I mean, listen, Deshaun, I love you, my guy.
Forever 21. That's what it should be.
Watson, I love you, my guy, but 21, my G? Like, if you ain't gonna get the Bill Cosby beat, I'm gonna do it for you today. I'm gonna make sure I post one because right now you got a lot of trouble, my guy. I understand you got to get your massages. I understand you got to get right. But you should have stopped at 1, my guy. And to the ladies, too, please don't be lying on this man for money. If you lying on this man for money, I don't wish nothing but the worst for y'all. I'm telling you. No, because you know what I mean? At the end of the day, being accused of something and it's not happening all because...
Crazy. It's not an accusation you want in any capacity. So, yeah.
Because in the public opinion, even if he beats all of these, they're still gonna say Deshaun Watson, the massage therapist. Okay, I want to say the rest.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna start off with this. I'm gonna ask Jabs because has been a pro and played in many leagues. I just want to get your take on it, what that does to his career, and what's the whole details, man.
Well, for one, once again, these allegations, 21 women, none of them has been proven yet. So we don't know exactly. Yes, it's not like he's like these have been proven. Okay. Also, what does it do for his legacy? Well, in the court of public opinion, he might lose. That's where it comes down to. In the court of public opinion, unfortunately, because he's a quarterback and everything that comes along with the quarterback being the franchise, the face of the franchise, and all the rest of that stuff, it boards tough for him. If he does get a chance to play football again, and he continues on his path and wins the championship, then I feel like he can still salvage his career. Because let's keep it real, there's a lot of players that before him that have gone through some legal issues.
Mike Vick.
No, but here's the thing, Michael Vick, you know what?
Mike Vick went to jail and still came back to the NFL and performed at a decent rate. He lost those years, but he was able to redeem himself.
Yeah, but I'm talking about guys like Ben Roethlisberger. Early on in his career, he had some real tough allegations that he handled outside of court. continued to have a successful career and won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Let's talk about how he got his name, Murder Ray. Let's talk about how he got his name. Man,
hey, listen, Ray Lewis, you a real one. You an MVP. You ain't out here like Snitch Report. You held it down, my guy. I appreciate you. Go ahead, sir.
And that's what I'm saying. So do I feel like he could bounce back? Well, maybe those situations that we talked about, the two players beforehand, they didn't really happen in the era of social media. So, we don't know.
Me Too movement wasn't around at them times. So he got to slip, through the cracks. But the reason why I brought up Michael Vick was because with the whole dog thing, there's people out here, even to this day, that are trying to get him canceled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all he's been doing is trying to redeem himself. He showed every step of the way.
But to be fair to Deshaun, these are allegations as opposed to what Mike Vick dealt with, which was...
No. I'm just saying, if it goes the wrong way, Michael Vick is an example of how you could turn it around. Do you know what I mean? And be, because, for all we know, like I said, everybody has two faces. So we don't know if the face that he's been showing us is the true face or the face that these women are talking about is the actual one. Same thing goes for these women. We don't know if they're honest about what they're saying, or if this lawyer, disclaimer, for any lawyer out there, if you are trying to charge somebody, don't use IG, please. It makes it hard for people to believe that you're really telling the truth. Also, if you have all this information to give to the police on Deshaun Watson's, mishaps, how come you ain't put those out yet? This seems like a smearing campaign. Navid, you heard me say this a couple weeks back. I'm going to say it again. If this happened over a whole span of a year, why did it take for when Deshaun wants out of Houston, this stuff starts coming out? Houston playing some dirty games there. And I understand, James Harden pretty much showed up in a fat suit and dipped on y'all. So y'all like, Watson trying to leave? Nah, we got a whole lot of one of these niggas. Okay?
So
they in cahoots.
Once again, is talking in a speculative manner. Even if these things are true, you know what I mean? How clean is Houston then? Because if they're only coming out when Deshaun is trying to leave, does that show that, man, Houston as an organization knew about this all along? They knew about this all along. And now that he's trying to leave, you're like, oh, so you know what I mean? We're gonna drop here now. If you do us dirty, we do you dirty. There's a lot of things that have to come out before this is all said and done. There's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna come out from behind the curtains.
I'm not saying they're true, okay? But if they are, they just pulled a training day on him. They put cases on him. He gonna be playing basketball in Pelicans Bay. All right.
Football over there. There's no. I don't know. I think it's because it's so fresh. We don't really have any information. I have no idea, man. It's just I pray for everyone involved. It's a crazy situation.
So, do you guys think it's a good look for him that he didn't settle?
It's a great look, especially if he didn't do it.
Yeah.
You settle, you're admitting guilt. Even though you're telling him not to say that you're guilty, you are admitting guilt.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
It's 21. Just like it's 20. There's 21, so you have to defend. You can't just. This is
No. The very first one came and tried to get money. He said, "I ain't give you no money," and then all of a sudden, 2 more came. Then 3 more came. I mean, I made the joke the first week that it came out, and I was like 19, and by the next week after the video dropped, the episode dropped, he was at 19. Do you know what I mean? And we all know how the NFL works, okay? Let's not act like they don't hire back murderers and rapists and all that stuff. But if you take a knee, you can't play here no more. So let's not act like the NFL is squeaky clean. They suspended Ray Rice, and then the video came out. They said you bad for life. All right? You know what I mean? Kareem, video doing what he did. I know he's sorry about it, but still it is what it is. Suspension, right? But then the kicker, there's written notes of him beating and abusing his wife. And it took them a whole 8 months to get that guy up off the paint. But those other NFL players, they was quick to get. And we know why. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna say yes, master, and keep it moving.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Right.
For me, 21 just seems wow. 21. Does it seem
In
realistic
1
now?
year.
Does it seem realistic now when you reach 21? Like I'm not sitting here not judging anything. If it happens, I'm sorry for all parties, But let's be realistic and let's keep it real, man. You know,
If
21.
21 to that number means that it's very real and it's an issue, or it's very fake. There's no
Thank
in
you.
between, but there's
Thank
21
you.
allegations.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. If you guys want to add anything else before we get out of this Forever 21 segment?
Oh, I wish all parties solve it, and whoever is right, whoever is wrong, then
I just, for me, I hope that anybody who's lying gets punished to the full extent.
absolutely.
Yet again, let me make this very clear. Whoever is lying gets punished.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this is a civil case, it hasn't gone criminal, just so y'all know. Ain't no police come yank him up. Ain't no charges filed. It's just allegations. You're gay. Sorry,
Yeah.
my wife was just came out here in the 80s get up. Gay. Anyways, is there anything else you guys want to say though?
Just go ahead and trade Deshaun to Philadelphia and end this whole conversation.
Yeah, I like it. You take that shot, and I like it. That was good.
Yeah, man. We'll take him.
Oh, I'll take him too, man.
Oh, that's true.
I'll take him. I'll take him in a heartbeat, man. You can take Jimmy, we'll take him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, Deshaun Watson's getting traded. They ain't got no choice. You know what I mean? They gotta let him go. But yeah. Go ahead, Brando. You wanted to say something? I see you, brother.
Does it affect his stock at all? Like,
no, teams are still interested in him.
Nah.
And I think because it's going up higher, like if it was at 5, okay, because Antonio Brown, I'm sorry. I just have, if it was a case like Antonio Brown, where there's 3 solid cases, there's massive amounts of evidence, and it can be serious, then that's when you need to be worried. But with Deshaun Watson, how you go from 1, it sounds like a Caribbean song, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going way too fast. And whole year, 21 women, and ain't none of them said nothing till now. Why didn't they wait 10 years like they did for Bill Cosby? Deshaun ain't rich enough yet. He's only got 140, 150 million.
You said they should have run the numbers up, eh?
If you're trying to hit the lotto, baby, you gotta hit it right the first time. You get me? But yeah, let's talk about some MMA now. So go ahead, Da Vinci. I know you really wanted to touch on this subject. You and Brandon was going hard on about it. So let me hear what you have to say.
I don't know, Dante. I don't know if you have that picture to put up, but yeah, I mean, Francis Ngannou just won his title, and much props to him, and he deserves it, man. Especially his backstory, coming from where he came from. A guy with that fast to come up and win a UFC heavyweight championship is remarkable. Yeah. Pardon me?
He dominated that fight.
Yes.
No, he dummied that boy. It's not dominated. He dummied him. He duffed him.
He's not a wrestler at all. Like, Ngannou has no wrestling background. For him to get in there and be able to, first thing, stuff the takedown, and then actually dominate on top, get up on the feet, knock him out like that. Like, he dominated that fight. Like, that was, I didn't expect that to happen like that.
Yeah, I get it. I get he stuffed that one takedown, but that was a weak takedown. And it's not like Stipe is known for being a great wrestler. So, but hey, listen, I'm not taking nothing away from him. It was Ngannou's party, and he just, like you said, Brando, he dominated him.
Yeah, he did.
Dominate him. But now they have this potential super fight. So, Jabs. What do you? I'll let you guys go for it.
I got a quick question because I'm looking at it right now. John Jones has one loss. How do you lose?
That's not a loss. That's
No,
garbage.
that was disqualification.
Yeah.
He lost by whooping a nigga's ass. I never see
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
for beating this nigga's ass. Like, oh shit. They stopped
Not
it. and he-
assault charges.
Dude,
Doing his job.
Okay.
Yo, Jabs. He lost by doing this.
Yeah, it's the
A
elbow.
12-6 elbow.
6 to 12 then.
I think they felt sorry for Matt Hamill. That's why.
Yeah, fam. He looked.
And okay, so that's great. So now we're talking about John Jones and Francis Ngannou. All I'm saying is this: John Jones has won fights in many different ways. Ngannou seems like he only has that night. Okay, if he is unable to give somebody that night, okay, can he win? Unproven. John Jones has been proven. He wins in all type of ways, man. So basically, you know what I mean? I feel like if there's only one thing I got to worry about, or with John Jones is fighting Ngannou, there's one thing he has to worry about. I mean, he's preparing for one thing.
If this fight was at light heavyweight, I would agree with you completely. Because I don't think there's a man alive who beats John Jones at light heavyweight. But Francis Ngannou at heavyweight is a different beast. Like, I don't know. Because I agree with the one punch. Like, I think sometimes in MMA especially, these guys get caught up in, like, the foreign power puncher, whether he's African or some European guy who's super built, and then they say, oh, his power, he has an incredible power, and they get, like, they fantasize over it. It's like, oh, look at this big, muscular guy. But Francis is a quick learner, and he's willing to learn. So that's why I don't think John Jones being off, how long has he been off? He hasn't fought in, like, I don't even know how long, can come back in a super fight and beat Francis, who's been active and is confident right now.
Okay. You do have a very good points there, but
You right.
we have seen John Jones been off for longer, came back, win his belts.
He beat Poirier, right?
Yeah. For me, I think John Jones takes the fight. I don't think. Yeah, I don't. John Jones is too much of an intelligent and a smart fighter, and he has a game plan. And Winklejohn Camp, those guys always have the best game plan. Absolutely. And if Francis Ngannou cannot get him out there in 3 rounds or the first 2 rounds, it's over. John Jones, like, and John Jones.
I have to see John at heavyweight before I can say.
Listen,
I think right now heavyweight is the best thing for him, because he doesn't have to put up with those light heavyweight beasts. Right?
Yeah.
He's gonna have the speed at light heavyweight. He's gonna have all the stamina at heavyweight.
Think about how much mass. Yo, Ngannou's like 260.
Yeah, he's max. He's like 265 max heavyweight. Yeah.
hold on. I feel you about Francis, okay? He's a big man.
Yeah.
But we've all seen John Jones fight, and he's Ander Silverson-esque. And he comes from all angles with his attack.
Take Anderson Silva up a weight class, and he gets his head knocked off.
Listen, just listen to what I'm saying, okay?
I'm trying
It's
to.
not Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva played too much. Anderson Silva could have got rid of people like that. He played too much. That's why at the end he looked so dang bad, because he played too much. John Jones ain't playing.
Yeah.
John Jones is a world-class wrestler who has excellent hands, excellent technique.
Hands are like this, a little shaky in the
So
hands.
shaky. Fab, you
Yeah,
see
I agree with him. I won't give him say he has the greatest hands. He doesn't. But as a
I never said great hands.
well-rounded,
I said excellent. Y'all get. I
Okay.
said excellent hands.
Decent.
Excellent hands. They're not decent. He's got excellent hands. He can throw with the best of them. Trust me.
sorry, King, but he did this. Those kicks, though. Those kicks would play a very good part in that fight versus
He
Ngannou.
would have so strategic, and which he is. It's not like I'm saying. Listen, I believe John Jones, I think, is the greatest MMA fighter of all time. So that's not even a question. But I think coming back from the layoff, he's older. He's he's going up a weight class. I think it's if he does it, if he beats Francis, I mean, for me, it's already not a question. But I could never listen to any conversation of any other fighter being in the conversation for the greatest of all time. So it's a great feat. If he could do it, I'm not saying he can't do it. My money's on Francis if he comes back without a warm-up fight and jumps right into that heavyweight water. That's deep water.
I feel you, but John Jones isn't McGregor, man. He ain't gonna be talking. He's really about that business. Like Navinci said, he's really gonna say, okay, I know this guy's legs. Okay, he dodged this takedown, but what about that takedown? That's what I'm trying to say. Like the fighting styles that they have at the end of the day is not like Iggy against that other guy that we watched the other day. Okay, where the other guy was a wrestler and Azalea was a striker.
Who you talking about?
No, John Bovovich is not a wrestler. John Bovovich.
Well, no, he's not a wrestler, but he has way better ground game than Azalea because you see him take him down multiple times and literally do the GSP and sit on him, right? Now, if Francis Ngannou can duplicate that, then listen, you got me. You know what I mean? But I have a feeling that John Jones is gonna find a way to take him down, and when he does, I don't know who survived this ground and pound. But I like to see Francis survive it because once you know why he's got the name Bones, right? it's not just from standing up and beating on people. When that man full mounts you or gets a nice position, when he hits you with them bows, shit start opening up like a fresh apple pie that's opened up the crease in your head top. You know what I'm saying? Like
he can do it, but it's gonna be. He better pack a lunch if he's trying to do. He better have.
He always packs a lunch. He packs lunch for everybody.
Listen, I agree. I agree with you, King. I agree with you. But the thing is, and I also agree with Jabs 200%. But the thing is, though, listen, if Ngannou cannot hit that punch, it's going to be a very long night for him.
Think about it. John is not a guy who can't get hit. Think about some of these fights he's had, even against was it Diego or I can't remember the Brazilian dude. He got hit against
Diego Santos,
and against even the other Spanish dude. I can't remember the one who lost to Jan.
Dominic Reyes.
Right. He got hit in those fights. He got hit,
but he's not. But I agree with you. But he's not scared of those guys' power. He's not,
right? And
he's not stupid. He's not gonna go in there and go in the clinch with Ngannou and trade in uppercuts.
Yeah, come on, B. Like we already see the battle was the decapitated Overeem, right? Was it Overeem? Like B, like when you watch it in slow motion, it's like the skin on his neck almost started to tear from the shot. Be like, it looked like a Mortal Kombat finishing uppercut.
You remember those Pez machines that we used to have as kids?
Yeah,
that's what his head looked like.
You see what I'm saying? So hold on, we know this, right? No, Brando, we know this. Yeah. John Jones knows this. You think he's gonna let him get that close?
Yeah.
But that's why John Jones is running from the fight.
I don't think he's running from the fight. I think he
wants to get paid, man. He see what McGregor got. He wants to get paid, bro, for his
John
work.
Jones has been disrespected by the UFC for a long time. That man doesn't get paid, and that's why he wants it, and he deserves it. That's why he's running for that.
Da Vinci, let me correct you. It's not just John Jones. The whole UFC been being disrespectful to their fighters. They all deserve to get the money that they're supposed to be getting off the blood, sweat, and tears that they're putting in. It's not just him. But he's a headliner just like McGregor. But McGregor can ask and get almost everything he wants. Even after he cries and retires again, he gets close to what he wants.
It's money. It's all about what you can generate. John Jones, as great as he is, he doesn't, I don't know, man. John Jones, I feel like he's really fucked his career. When you look at what he could have been versus what he is, it's sad because he is the greatest of all time, even through the hiccup.
Yeah, I just want to point out the facts, and I want to resurface to what Jab's saying. Listen, man, we all sitting here, and we all seen it before. We seen it the first fight between Stipe and Ngannou, right? Ngannou doesn't have that great of stamina. With that guy that built, that muscle, that's a lot of body mass, you know? And you know John Jones is going to put him to the test. John Jones is going to put him up against the cage at that dirty boxing, stomp his feet, elbow him, you know, make him carry his own weight. And John Jones has out wrestle the greatest heavyweight wrestler. That DC. John Jones out wrestled him.
DC's 5'11", to be fair. Like, he's not really.
You see John Jones just pick him up and slam him.
Now, yo,
Let him.
let the man live, bro. He's 5'11".
What do you say, Jabs?
Go both ways.
You know what? It could go both ways. I do feel that, you know, if this fight were to happen, it would be wise of John Jones to probably get a little bit of a warm-up fight, so to speak, if you want to call it that. But at the same time, man, you know who his brothers are? Man, he's been fighting his whole life, guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's ready at any time. So, you know, I hope we do get a chance to see it. I'll tell you what, I'm 100% tuning into that. And I think, you know, out of the 7 billion people on this planet, at least 2 billion turning into that too.
I agree with you, but I don't think the fight should happen for one reason. I don't think it should happen because I think Stipe deserves his rematch. The man is the greatest heavyweight of all time, and it's 1-on-1, so it needs to be a rubber match. Has to be a rubber match. So I just don't. I think Stipe, if the fight happens, Stipe is getting disrespected because he's the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. It's 1-on-1. It needs to be 3, and then John Jones can fight the winner.
Agreed.
I ain't arguing that.
And if John Jones want, sorry, Brando. If John Jones want to fight somebody, he can fight. My balls is hot. Derek Lewis, you know.
What you saying, Brando?
I said if the fear is, I think it's the money thing, right? If Stipe beats Francis, nobody cares to see Stipe versus John Jones. That's not exciting anymore. Now it's who cares? Even though that's maybe a better fight, it's just not as exciting.
Facts. Okay. Very true. Very true.
Okay, is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we get up out of here? No, Kyrie Irving finally came back, played the game. None of that. You just want to leave it alone?
You don't leave Kyrie alone, man.
Nah, man, that guy's taking too much vacation, bro. He gets paid to play, not paid to lay. Okay, you better stop it, bro.
When the man's on the court, though, he performs, though. You know?
Come on, listen. He says he's a Kobe stan. Kobe ain't doing what he's doing right now. Kobe ain't taking no days off. Remember, Kobe Bryant was charged with rape and went out there and played basketball as if the court was the courtroom and the judge was the opposition.
You know where you're going wrong? You're putting these guys in Kobe's league, man. He was one of a kind. It's Jordan and Kobe on that same style, bro. Stop it.
Listen, it's not the style. I'm talking about the integrity and the love for the game.
Yeah. Kobe's
going through all types of stuff, all types of problems, serious problems that are broadcast across the world. Everywhere he goes, people know what's going on. And he didn't duck and hide nothing. Kyrie got some mental issues. I understand. But come on, man, you're getting paid to play basketball, my guy. Play basketball.
Yeah, I'm with you with that one, though. Kyrie ain't nowhere close to Kobe Bryant. And it's hard to make that comparison. You know what I mean? Like, to anybody.
Okay, LeBron James. He out here, he got a school, he's got voting, all these things going on. And he's still playing basketball. Only reason why he's not playing is because he's injured right now. Tell me Kyrie's excuse, bro. I'm not trying to hate on Kyrie. He's a great player. But that's not great team chemistry. Like, you know what I mean? It's part of the reason why the Clippers had the problems that they had last year. Kawhi's taking all these type of games off. Players started feeling some type of way. You know what I mean?
Hold on. He did the same thing in Toronto. But they won a chip, right? So everybody can. At the end of the day,
hold on. Let me state this too. The shot that he made against Philly, if he didn't make that shot, what would have happened to the Raptors? So all that time he took off during the regular season, he showed why it mattered. Kyrie hasn't done that yet for the Nets. Until he does that, I'm gonna be on his ass. Pause. No homo.
Busy. Kyrie is busy. He's looking for the cure for cancer, AIDS. He's gonna figure out this flat Earth thing. Kyrie is very, very busy. You cannot worry about basketball when you're looking for cures for things. You have to understand that. He's very busy.
Does he get paid? The man, he's very in tune with helping people and all of these things. So, you know, that I mean, we're gonna sit here, we're gonna talk about it. We gotta look at that too. I mean, those things are very more important for him than basketball. I think.
Listen, I understand that, but LeBron is doing the same thing on a bigger scale, and he's still playing basketball.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So there's really no excuse. You don't have to be there for everything yourself. This is why people have entourages. I'm not saying that all of it's yes men, but you need to put people in position to make money and to do things that you might not be able to do because you're busy playing basketball. That's why LeBron James is revered the way he is. He didn't just have a whole bunch of people come up and he fed them. He gave them a little opportunity. He said, "Yo, there's the door." They walked through the door and they made it happen. Kyrie Irving should do the same thing, but he wants the same respect as LeBron, but doesn't want to follow certain things that he's doing. I'm sorry. And you know me, I'm not a LeBron James lover. I'm ultimate hater right here, bro. Number one on LeBron. And I still have to give the man his respect, bro. Because, you know, I may not like him, but you have to respect the man that's doing everything that he's doing right now, bro. Kyrie ain't got no excuse. He's out here trying to play flat earth games. You go play that somewhere else with the kids. You did 1 year in college, buddy. Stop acting like you're smarter than everybody in the fucking room.
Kyrie has the cure for cancer.
I hope so. You better roll that shit out. How about he get the cure for corona right now too?
COVID. He has the Kyrie vaccine. You didn't hear about that one? All right.
Nice. Nice.
He needs to find a cure for championships. He need to win one.
No, he won one.
I'm talking about right now.
LeBron.
No, but listen, hold on. Let's not get this shit twisted. He didn't hit that jump shot. The Cavs ain't beating the Warriors that year. The Cavs, Draymond Green had a triple-double. He was about to be the MVP, bro.
Kyrie's a role player.
Whoa. Let me do it. Whoa.
If you look without a Kevin Durant, without a LeBron James.
Whoa. This guy did not just see that. My ears are bleeding.
You know who Kyrie Irving's like? He's like, let's say, Seth Curry with handles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's.
Oh my God! Wait.
Brando. Brett, this is what East Coast niggas do. East Coast niggas just come and fuck shit up. Yo, bro. Illuminati just threw up the rock.
He's
threw up the rock. This nigga.
With better dance moves. He's D'Angelo.
Oh my God. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, like, comment, and subscribe. And just know that Brando's going to be here more often, actually permanently, so y'all can hear the Bayesian sensation, okay? But this guy,
give him the rookie treatment, people. Give him the rookie treatment.
I think he's going to need the rookie treatment for that one, man.
Yeah.
I think you could have said he was a star, and I would have been cool with it. But he was a role player? No Jason Terry, my guy. No Jason Terry, my guy.
So, hold on. If he's a role player, you don't think he's definitely not top 10 in the league now, right?
Top 10 in what? Handles?
No, just best player in the league.
No, I would have to see it consistently. To be a top 10 player in the league, you'd have to consistently provide top 10 player play.
I'll agree with that because he took a lot of games off this year, so.
He's not that.
Even though he took a lot of games off, you guys don't think he's top 10?
No, I don't think he's top 10.
Give me your top 10 next week.
But I'm not calling him a role player. Don't get it twisted. This guy's crazy.
He's a
I think his glasses are fogging up.
Wait, what? Ben Simmons? What? Wait,
huh?
You said something about Ben Simmons? What?
No, I didn't mention Ben Simmons.
Okay.
Okay, well, what'd you say? I was talking over you. What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing about Ben Simmons. I don't even remember, but it wasn't Ben Simmons.
He said Ben Simmons.
Right. I swear I heard Ben Simmons.
What?
Holy.
But yeah, man. Other than that, though, it's your guy Kiki Crush Glass and Manila.
Now, Vinci, starve the eagle, feed the soul.
And the coach of all coaches.
Coach Jazz. And trying to be like Kyrie Irving. Chasing trophies and a cure for corona.
There you go.
Yeah, boy.
And the Famo.
Answer. I don't have an outro, so thank you.
Yes, Brando.
Get at him.
Speak,
Get at him in the comments.
Yeah.